Hi, I'm Sarina. I'm 29 and I live in Manhattan, New York. Well, my first story would normally be when I came out to my mom at like 13, turning 14. I came out to her as like being gay, and that was the same day she told me she was a lesbian, and I totally thought she was joking, but apparently it was really serious. So I was just like, I was prepared for an argument, and I had my stuff packed at home ready to like, if she kicked me out, but it totally didn't happen. I guess the story that I would be more passionate in telling is when I wanted to identify as a trans female. And that happened at age 15, where I got into the idea that me being Jonathan, who that person was before, but he's been buried. That person had a horrible life, horrible people in their life, and didn't have much going for them. And I thought that truly wasn't who I was. And I felt that I needed to find someone deeper. And as I kept searching, I found a completely new persona. And some people misconstrued it as maybe it's drag that I should do, or, but I didn't see it as drag, because for me drag was part-time, and I didn't see myself only thinking about it here and there. It was all the time. I was put into psych wards, and the psychiatric centers diagnosed me as gender challenged. But I knew that was a fib, because it wasn't that I was challenged as to what my gender was. I knew what gender I was. I just knew what gender I wanted to be. And it was so internal, like it was an outer body experience for me. And as I started to do, even when it became a little bit of a sway in my hip or a little lisp in my S's, and it felt more and more right. It made sense. And then trying to figure out the name. And when I said the name, I introduced myself in the mirror a couple times. Like, I would say random names, and first name I ever picked was Claire. That was really crappy. I didn't see it, but when I decided the names that I picked, because my name right now is Sarina, Valerie, Bello. And the reason why I picked Sarina, because that's my mom's name. She raised me single-handedly. And I picked Valerie because that's my grandmother. And she's been very idolizing in my life. We've had our moments, but I love that woman to death. And the last name I kept because changing your name wasn't about forgetting who you were. You're always going to embrace yourself. Like, I'll never acknowledge Jonathan. But I know that that's a past. It's not a present, and it's not a future. Started with my first purple eyeshadow I ever bought, and I wore that no matter what color my outfit was, so it was definitely a color coordinated. And I had short curly hair, dangling grandma earrings. And I gave it a whirl, and I decided to do it at 16 to start telling everybody. And I felt like that's when kids are at their cruelest, and I felt that if I can survive through this, that means anybody can. And gotten a lot of bad feedback, made fun of, been jumped a couple times, even things more in depth, but I've never dwelled on those things because they never defined me, and I've been a better person for this. I've brought in brighter people in my life, and I'm a brighter person for it. Like, if you said Jonathan, you saw dark and gloomy clouds. When you say Sarina, you see a sunny disposition, and God knows how to make you laugh. And it was so positive that I didn't care what bad things came with it. I cared about what good things were coming from it and what good things I was giving to people with it. Even at age 29, yes, still get made fun of. Yes, still people try me, but I wake up every morning and I have people that love me, no matter how big, how small, how far, how near, and I'm eternally grateful for them. And I think that anyone who identifies as trans or is even thinking about it, It's definitely the biggest decision you'll ever make in your life. And the moment you make it, you'll never regret it. And I say that wholeheartedly. And don't let no one bring you down for it. You're beautiful. Even if you still have 5 o'clock shadow going on sometimes, you know? I just think that nowadays we shouldn't wait till we're 16 to know who we are. I actually had someone express to me that I helped their child come out, and their child is 9 years old, identifying as a trans male. And I think that's great. It gets me so a little teary-eyed sometimes, but I think as a trans woman, you should know who you are, what you were, and move forward and learn from everything. And I think me being like this, it came to me so natural. No one forced it on me. No one tweaked my mindset. No medication did that either. And it was my choice. And that feels good, especially when you make a life choice and it's like all you're doing. Like, it's great. I want to be a mental health therapist for other trans people. So it's like, I'm ready to get my ball rolling, because I knew growing up it was so hard, because I've been bullied. I've been to schools where if you were like that, you were getting messed up, you know. And then the stigma between trans people having to go to prostitution, you know, like that bothers me wholeheartedly. Though, no lie, I had to do it myself. But I mean, I just like the fact that people can rise above that. You don't have to be a stigma. You don't have to be what people consider you, like all trans are prostitutes. No, I'm a trans woman here today who works for like a government program, you know, and is helping people like me to be themselves. And I think that's great. I'm going to be doing this till I'm like 85. Maybe older, if they tell me to leave. I'm just very excited that I can do this, and I am myself. I wake up every day being myself, and that's beautiful. And you are too.